There are a ton of incredible looking chairs that you can find throughout Tyria, and ever since the addition of the ability to sit in those chairs became even cooler, and many new ones have been added to the game. I've gotten a couple of suggestions to make a list highlighting my favorite chairs in all of Guild Wars 2, and that is exactly what we are going to do, so let's get started. In the number 10 spot are the Crow's Nest Tavern chairs. These are technically called estate fancy chairs and can be found all around the Crow's Nest Tavern in Lion's Arch. I've always liked these chairs a fair bit since we got the updated version of Lion's Arch. They are relatively basic looking but also decently fancy, a good combination for the location that they are at. Crow's Nest Tavern as a whole is a really cool little area with the stage and all of the tables, where it is a nice environment to just sit in these chairs. With the Seats of Power update in 2018 that introduced the ability to sit in chairs, for whatever reason these were the first chairs I thought of, maybe because I probably logged in at the Traders Forum and this was right next to me. So basically these are the first chairs I ever sat in, which I guess is kinda cool, but it's fun to sit in these every now and then, especially during the April Fool's event with the fashion show that goes on in the Crow's Nest Tavern. In the number 9 spot is the Bough the Grove chair. Given the nature of this list, there are a couple of entries that are gem store items that I threw on this list just because I like them a fair bit. There are a ton of gem store exclusive chairs in the game that a lot of people like to buy or trade and go to get. As a Safari character, this one always stuck out for me and I like it a lot. It is a very naturey, plant-based chair that at its core looks kind of like a small tree coming up out of the ground. Parts of the roots or trunk or whatever form a circular shape with a large leaf growing on top of it that serves as a seat for you to sit in. Then the tree continues further up with a bunch of vines, leaves, flowers, and some other little plants just growing out of the chair in pretty much every location. Altogether, it just looks very beautiful and it definitely represents the grove. In the number 8 spot is Smodur the Unflinching's throne. This is the chair that Imperator Smodur of the Iron Legion uses at the War Council inside of the Imperator's core in the Black Citadel, and presumably the chair that Imperator Mia Kindershot uses nowadays. It fits perfectly into the vibes of what I would expect from a Char-themed chair, and more specifically an Iron Legion Char-themed chair. It combines metal, leather, and fur together in the same style as most other Iron Legion things. There are some mechanical elements with these lights that look like forge vents or whatever, and there are also a lot of intricate designs around it. The chair itself overall looks like a bunch of metal plates just thrown together, and you even have 2 head carvings serving as the armrests for the chair. If you try to sit in the chair, you will notice as Smodur begins watching you, and some of the Iron Legion guards around here will begin reaching for their rifles, so you probably shouldn't sit here. In the number 7 spot is chair, as in the chair you get from Chairs of the World. Now a really interesting thing here is that while this is a different type of chair, it is the same exact model as the estate fancy chairs we talked about earlier, but those chairs from earlier are specifically from Crow's Nest Tavern, and this chair is a reward that players can unlock by completing an achievement. That achievement, as I mentioned earlier, is called Chairs of the World and was added with the seating update to Guild Wars 2. The objective is to go around the world and sit in a total of 42 different types of chairs. These are found in different regions and zones and towns and other descriptors for more specific areas that you would normally find a chair in. Some Norn ones, some Char ones, and so on and so forth. I think this achievement is incredible because it directly showcases the ability to sit in chairs, but also features and celebrates many of the different chairs you can find throughout Tyria. And if you complete it, you get the chair as a reward, which is a novelty item that allows you to sit anywhere you can use novelties at, like in the open world. You also get the Armchair Commander title, which is fun. And the number 6 spot is the Meandering Tortoise chair, the last gem store exclusive chair that I wanted to highlight on this list, but I just have to. Most players know about the Siege Turtle mount you can unlock in the Ender Dragons expansion, but I have to say this little guy may even be better. It is basically a large turtle, but significantly smaller than a Siege Turtle that you can sit on. You can then hold a stick with a carrot tied in front of it and dangle that carrot in front of the turtle to make that turtle move forward with you on it. This is a common trope you see in so many different pieces of media, and it is fun to see it in Guild Wars 2. The turtle itself is just absolutely adorable, and I love it so much. But this also highlights a mechanic that we see with some other chairs that you can buy where you can move around while sitting in the chair. Obviously, it's always really slow and doesn't provide much of a gameplay purpose besides the fun of being able to move around while sitting in a chair. This opens up the opportunities for some different outfit designs, but can also be useful to adjust where you're sitting without having to get out of the chair. In the number 5 spot is Queen Jennah's throne, another leader's chair, but this time maybe the most popular one in the entire game. You can find this in the Queen's Throne Room inside of Divinity's Reach, where this entire area is honestly incredible looking and perfectly fits as the throne room for the ruler of Kryta. It is just so incredibly intricate with many different statues, plants, an absolutely stunning ceiling, and the backdrop for the room. There's even a bridge in here. But the chair is also incredibly elegant looking and definitely fits in with the vibes of both this throne room, but also the vibes of Queen Jennah. Similar to Smodur the Unflinching's throne back in the Black Citadel, if you attempt to sit in this chair, you will get the prompt that Queen Jennah will give you a stern look, while Anise, the leader of the Shining Blade and basically Jennah's #1 bodyguard, will subtly shake her head. So really, just don't try to sit in the leaders of Tyria's chairs. In the number 4 spot is the illusion of sitting. Similar to the chair from Chairs of the World, this is a novelty item that you can unlock through a collection. The collection is a community achievement called Someone in Need, where you help an individual by the name of Zinnia, who is a member of the Mesmer Collective and is trapped, and you have to go track down the person who did this. There's a lot of story going on with this achievement and some more context I didn't mention, and I highly recommend you come and do this achievement to experience it yourself. But the gameplay basically takes you to a few different jumping puzzles around Tyria, and in each one you have to collect a bunch of orbs set up in the jumping puzzle. And as you complete each step and eventually complete the achievement, you unlock the detective title while also getting the illusion of sitting. This is a novelty toy item that is basically an invisible chair or an opportunity for your character to flex their core strength. When you use it, you can basically pretend to be sitting, and you can even change your pose to 3 different options with a serious pose, a relaxed pose, and an attentive pose. This chair and the collection is just really cool, but there's another big aspect of this chair that makes it even cooler. It was added as a part of Extra Life 2022, where April, the character you are chasing through this event, is based on and was helped to be created by a real life fan by the name of April, which I think is just incredible to see in Guild Wars 2. I'll post a link to learn more down in the description if you are interested. In the number 3 spot are the Club Canach chairs. I recently highlighted my top 10 favorite things in Barstool video, and as I explored through Club Canach again, I remembered just how incredible these chairs are. There are a few different types of chairs in this place, and they all fit in with the vibe of this being a high-end but underground establishment. You have these simple green, or jade if you will, couches that really fit in with the vibes of the Ender Dragons expansion and Cantha as a whole. I love the 2 little cushions and just the overall design, but then you also got these red couches that are pretty similar to the green ones and also fit in with the vibes of Cantha but look a little bit higher end. These chairs are set up in different areas all around the club, and there are a ton of them. There really is no shortage of seating here. If you head back to Canach's office, which is incredible looking by the way, you can find this single high back chair with green cushions and a green board with a red outline and trim. It looks incredible, fits in very well with all the other decorations in Canach's office, and definitely seems like the chair that Canach would sit in. But my favorite chairs in the entire establishment are the green booths. I love booths a lot, and I'll give a quick shout out to the Krytan ones on the honorable mentions list, but these ones inside of Club Canach are very cool looking, and I love all the little alcoves they are in. In the number 2 spot is the Bench of the Final Judge. This is kind of a 2-for-1. Doom is a legendary villain that you fight in both the original Guild Wars and in Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, he serves as the final boss of the Hall of Chains raid, and is just an altogether incredible villain with an amazing boss fight. But in the final location of Death's Landing where you fight Doom, the entire place is overshadowed by his throne, which looks absolutely incredible. It is absolutely massive, which is necessary given the fact that Doom himself is a very large and intimidating enemy. But occasionally, upon killing Doom, or by buying this item with magnetite shards, or by buying this item on the trading post, you can get the Shrouded Bench of the Final Judge, which is your very own version of Doom's throne. It looks just like Doom's throne, but is obviously scaled down a lot to allow you, a lowly hero, to be able to sit on it. But it is still just super cool looking and feels super prestigious, even if you can just buy it with gold. But now for the number 1 spot for my favorite chair in all of Guild Wars 2, and it has to go to the Sylvan Seedstool. As a die-hard Sylvari fan and a general nature lover, I am always going to love Sylvari themed assets. These Seedstools can specifically be found in the Hidden Shelter, Starbower Nursery, and the Dreamer's Terrace in the Grove, but I think you can find the model used here and there throughout the world. From all those places, the ones at the Starbower Nursery are my favorite, just because this is a really cool Sylvari themed bar in the Grove with the iconic peppermint candy entrance. The stools are pretty basic looking with a large stalk, a few vines and leaves, and then a larger flower-like sitting structure on the top with a big central area and some large petals. So basically they're just like really bulky flowers that are strong enough to seat you. At the Bough nursery, they can be found all around here and are actually set up around mushroom tables, which are also incredible looking. Together they create a bar or restaurant type of environment, but just really make it incredibly safari themed, which I just love a lot. And that's my list. I hope you enjoyed. There are a lot of chairs in Guildries too, like a lot. And I only highlighted my top 10 favorite ones, so please feel free to share your favorite chairs down in the comments. There are many more Gemstar ones, many more from the Chairs of the World achievement, and just many other ones you can find throughout Tyria. I hope you are taking great care of yourselves. Have a good one, everyone.